Hi, friend. I am so glad that you are joining me. This is day 0. I'm going to start reading excerpts from my 30-day journal that I've written for you. It's called Changing Life After a Life-Changing Event, 30 Journal Prompts and Stories to Help After a Loss. I would love it if you would share out the broadcast and invite others to be a part of this 30-day journey. I'm going to try to do this every day, but if it doesn't work out every day, then close to daily, so there might be a few gaps here and there. I would like to touch on each section in the journal. So to start with, I want to go through the introduction for you just to give you a little bit of background about why the journal exists and how you can use it in your life. It looks like this. There's a paperback version available in Amazon. There's also a Kindle version. Hi, Joe. Thank you for joining the broadcast. I also have finished recording the audio book files and got word back from ACX. ACX is the company that you submit your audio files to for an audiobook, and they make it, they're owned by Amazon. So once it gets approved, it'll be available for you to download as an audiobook through Audible, which is part of Amazon. So I'm going to read from the introduction to get started, and would love for you to just pop something in the comments and let me know where you're watching from. And if there's something specific that I could touch on for you on this topic of changing life after a life-changing event. So here is the introduction for you, okay? These 30 days of journal prompts are designed to help you in the processing of the emotions that typically accompany a life-changing event. I was inspired to create this book after I experienced a life-changing loss that came along in a point in my life after I had already built in the habit of journaling. In the short stories and examples that I share, you'll read about loss that ranges from job loss to the loss of a loved one. My husband, Scott Greason, lost his first wife to congenital heart disease when she was 43 years old. He shares insights and an exercise in the upcoming pages that I hope you find helpful. You can use this book at any point in your journey, when loss is new in your life, or if you have experienced loss years ago. I share 30 days of journal prompts and exercises in a devotional journal format to help you develop or strengthen your routine of journaling. The prayers that I added are examples of ones that I have said on a daily basis. I've left space in each section for you to write out your own prayer or meditative thought, or to rewrite something that I've shared. If prayer is not part of your daily routine, you can instead reflect on the prayers as meditative thoughts for each day. Get your favorite pen or pencil ready and join me in the habit of journaling. With these exercises, we can practice leaning into the grief that can accompany loss, finding forgiveness and gratefulness, engaging in time talking to others, spending quiet time, developing further as lifelong learners, pursuing a hobby, exercising, and more. Let's get started. All right, that was the introduction of the journal. I'm going to hold up the other version of it here. I know it's probably look backwards, but Changing Life After a Life-Changing Event. 30 journal prompts and stories to help after a loss. I have been studying and practicing being in the moment. And right now, while there is so much turmoil in our society and our world, being in the moment is really important. It's what we have. We all have this moment of being here together on this broadcast, or if you're watching on the recording, we're sharing energy, we're sharing love. Those of you who add comments or are here watching, I'll be adding you to my prayers this evening. Let me read for you. I'm going to skip past of Let's Get Started section, and I want to read for you the section called Be in This Moment of Change. And I originally had referred to this as Day Zero, and then later I edited that and changed it to Be in This Moment of Change. I thought Day Zero just didn't sound right. It may not be easy. Say the words a few times. Be in this moment. Be in this moment. While physically, the now is where we all have to be, our thought life might be attempting to take us other places during a life-changing event. Our minds might want to let me rephrase that. Our minds might like to visit anxiety from the past or fret about the future. But let's do our best to stay right here, in this particular place, in this moment. So the exercise I have for this day in the journal, and you can do it at home. One of the reasons I'm sharing it this way is in case you haven't purchased a copy of the journal, I still want you to be able to do these exercises. I don't want a purchase of it to be a roadblock for you. So I'm just going to go through it. And if you decide later that you want to get your copy, that's great. I appreciate that very much. But the whole reason I wrote it was for it to be helpful to you. And so this is a different medium I can use for helping. All right, the exercise. Write a few notes about where you find yourself in this moment. What are your thoughts today? What would you like to speak to the person or people involved in your loss if they were in the room with you? Let the words flow out of your brain and onto the page. So I have some blank pages with lines on them to make it easier for people to write. And then I'm going to share the last part of Day Zero, or the Be in This Moment of Change page. And this is a prayer I have here at the end. Lord, it is hard to be in this moment, so I ask that you come alongside me. In the times when I am too tired to speak, and in the moments when I can't stop the flow of grief, I ask you to be present. I don't know what is around the corner or what to do with all these varied emotions that have filled this day, but I am leaning into it all. I am letting go of the past. I am not thinking about the future in this moment. I need your help to just be. Please hold me and give me peace in this moment of being. Amen. And then after that section, I have a short section where I suggest that you use the space to rewrite the prayer above, or write your own, or write a meditative thought or an affirmation, or simply just spend 5 minutes in silence. There is so much value to just being in silence or in nature. I love doing broadcasts outside because I so love being in nature. And isn't it interesting how the birds seem to join either Scott or I when we're out here doing a broadcast? I don't know if you could hear the birds, but they were really chirping a few minutes ago. I just love that they show up. And when you're just being in silence, you notice things like that. You notice things you can be grateful for. Like, I'm going to be grateful for, right now I hear the furnace running, and I'm grateful for the heat that keeps our home warm. I'm grateful for this bench that I'm sitting on. We so love to sit out here in the summertime. We chat with our friends when the kids are practicing with the llamas and llama training. There's just lots. We work on music sitting out here. We've written songs out here. So I'm grateful for this spot that I'm sitting in. I'm grateful for one of our feral kitties who's right just beyond the camera, who's been here for this whole broadcast. His name is Decker. He's watching. He's here in this moment. So you get the idea. It doesn't have to be complicated. List some things you're grateful for. Let whatever is in your brain, whether you are grateful or not, just let it come out on the page. Let it be. It's okay. Everything about you is what makes you you. And so if you're feeling some depression, if you're feeling some anger, if you're feeling some fear, that's okay. Tell yourself, I'm okay. I'm in this moment. Sometimes it's fear or emotions like that can lead you to that next place that is higher and better and different than the one you're in right now. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. I'll come back and do day 1 of the journal, hopefully tomorrow. And we're also going to be over, Scott Greason, my husband, and I will also be over on his music page. We're going to share one of my original songs with you we'll probably both be playing our guitars and singing. It'll have a very acoustic nature feel to it. So his page is Scott Greason Music here in Facebook. So we'd love for you to join us tomorrow for that live broadcast. The tune we're going to share is called On the Mountain, and it's very peaceful, and it's about being in the moment. I love you. Thanks for hanging out with me. My name is Vicki Maris, and you can find things about my journal at my website, which is vickimaris.com/30-day journal, and the 30 is 30, so 30-day journal. Take care and have a great evening. Be in the moment.